Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Pauline Fu. In this lecture, I will present calculation for term N and periodic interest I for ordinary simple annuities. Okay, term N and periodic interest rate I is the topic for this lecture. Recall that what is ordinary simple annuity? Annuity means a series of payments, usually in equal size. Simple means number of payments per year, PY, equal to interest conversion period per year, CY. For example, you make payment every month and interest is compounded monthly. In this case, 1 year you make 12 payments. Because interest is compounded monthly, 1 year you make 12 conversions for interest. So this is the simple annuity, PY equal to CY. The keyword ordinary means payment is made at the end of each month, each quarter, each year, etc. Okay. In the previous lecture, we calculated the future value of ordinary simple annuity. We calculated the present value of ordinary simple annuities. We also calculated the payment for ordinary simple annuities. So in previous lecture, we did present value, PMT, and future value. In this lecture, we'll calculate term N and periodic interest I. Remember, out of these 5 buttons on your calculator, term N, interest IY, present value PV, payment PMT, future value FV, you need to enter 4 numbers in order to get the 5th number. Okay, total 5 numbers. When you enter 4 numbers, you can figure out the 5th number. Okay. All right. So let's look at the formula. When you use the formula, and if the future value is given, you can use this formula to solve for N. Okay, just do a little bit of algebra, you can solve for N. This is the formula method. Now let's look at the example. This example I will do using 3 methods. 1, formula method. 2, calculator method. 3, Excel. Okay. Question: how long will it take for 100 deposited at the end of each quarter to amount to $2,312.37 at 6% compounded quarterly? Okay, so this question asks you how long means what is the term N? How long? What is the term N? Given PMT $100, accumulate to this value. This is the future value. Interest is compounded quarterly, CY equal to 4. 1 year, you make 4 conversions for the interest. And the deposit is made every quarter. Every quarter, you make 1 deposit. 1 year, you make 4 deposits. By definition, PY represents number of deposits you make in 1 year. Okay, So we have every number we know. Okay, so we are going to use formula first. Since the formula right in front of you, we are going to use this formula. Okay, and in this formula, you know the future value, FV. FV is $2,312. And what is the periodic interest I? I is 6% compounded quarterly. Compounded quarterly, you have to divide by 4 so that you get the quarterly rate 1.5%. Okay, and so we know the I 1.5%. PMT is 100. Okay, and plug in all the numbers into this formula, and you get N equal to 20 quarters. Okay. The unit is quarters. If you want to convert 20 quarters to year, we know 1 year has 4 quarters. So it would be 5 years. Okay. This is the formula method. Now, calculator method. For calculator method, you need to make sure your calculator is at end mode. On top right corner of your screen, you have nothing. That means end mode. Okay. After that, you always start with second quit to clear any previous entries. Then you set up PY, quick second, PY equal to 4, type in number 4, enter, down arrow key, CY is 4, enter, second, quit, okay. And now you enter the numbers, 100 is negative PMT, $2,312.37. That is FV. Okay. And the interest is 6 IY without percentage. So we enter the interest. Present value is 0. Remember, you need to enter 4 numbers. Okay, so 0 is a PV. Last step, compute term N. You have 20 quarters. The unit is quarters. Okay, so this is a calculator method. The third method, I'm going to use Excel. Okay, so I'm going to do the calculation here. Okay, type in equal interest rate. It is the rate function, RATE rate. No, this is not rate. We are calculating term N. Okay. So we are going to calculate term N. Okay. So the formula for term N is NPER. So we are going to use NPER function. NPER, number of payments. The first parameter, you need to enter 6%. Compounded quarterly, you have to divide by 4. Okay, when you use formula and Excel, interest rate is periodic interest rate. PMT is negative 100. PV 0. FV $2,312.37. Type is 0. Deposit is made at the end. End means 0. Okay, and you get 20 periods. And this is the formula here. Okay, so 3 methods to calculate term N for ordinary simple annuities. If you know the present value and you are asked to calculate the term N, this is the formula. The starting formula is here. Final formula for term N when you know the present value. So now let's look at the example. How many months would it take you to repay a $5,000 loan by making payments of $75 at the end of every month at an interest rate of 6% compounded monthly? In this example, how many months means what is the term N? And you are given the present value. 5,000 is the present value. When you given the present value, you use this formula. Okay. And plug in, this is the present value. This is the periodic interest, 0.005. Why? Because interest is 6% compounded monthly. So 6% divided by 12 equal to 0.5%. Okay, equivalent of 0.005. This is how this I, and this is the present value. Okay. Over 75 is PMT. Every month you deposit $75. Okay, so do a little bit calculation. You come up with N equal to 81.29 months. This is the formula method. Now, calculator method, clear everything. To do the calculator method, make sure it is end, your calculator is at the end mode. And you also need to set up PY. PY represents number of payment for 1 year. Okay, number of payment for 1 year is 12 because the deposit, the payment is made every month. CY, interest conversion period per year is 12 because interest is compounded monthly. So now set up PY. Always start with second quit, double check. On top right corner, you don't have a begin mode, so it is end mode. Quick second, PY, type in 12, enter. Down arrow key, CY 12, enter. Second, quit. And now enter the given numbers. 5,000, that is the loan. Okay. It is loan amount. Because it is loan, we interpret it as negative number. Okay, so that is PV, present value. Okay, maybe no. I will keep the PV is positive because the PMT is negative number. Okay, PV is 5,000, okay? And then 75 is PMT negative number. 6 is interest, IY. You enter the 3 numbers. Remember, you need to enter 4 numbers. So 0 FV as precaution to clear any previous entries. Last step, compute N. Okay. So you get 81.29, same number as you get from formula. Okay. So this is a calculator method. Next, formula. So formula, we need to use NPER. Okay, I'm going to start with here. So typing equal NPER, opening bracket. Rate is 6%, compounded monthly divided by 12. PMT, negative 75. PV is the loan, 5,000. FV is 0, type is 0. Okay. And you get this amount. This is the formula. Okay, so this is a Excel method. Okay, so I'm going to write down a little note. Okay, in Excel, you use equal NPER function, then plug in the parameter. So that is a calculate term N for ordinary simple annuity. We did the calculator steps. Okay. So far, we calculated the term N for ordinary simple annuities. Next, we'll calculate periodic rate of interest using calculator and Excel. There is no formula for periodic interest, I. Okay, so we only introduce two methods, calculator and Excel. Let's look at this example. Compute the nominal annual rate of interest compounded monthly at which 400 paid at the end of the month for 8 years accumulates to 45,000. So the question asks you, what is I periodic? The question asks you the nominal annual rate. So the question asks you, what is IY? IY represents nominal annual rate. What is difference between nominal annual rate and the periodic interest rate I? The difference is you use periodic interest I multiply by 12 in this example because it is compounded monthly. You get nominal annual rate. So our objective, so that is the relationship between nominal interest rate IY and periodic interest I. Okay. So we only have two tools. One is a calculator and the other is a formula. Excel, we don't have formula for interest. Okay, so I'm going to do calculator. Second, quit. And make sure you set up PY. PY equal to 12 because you make payment every month. 1 year, you make 12 payments. CY is 12 because interest is compounded monthly. Okay, so set up PY and CY. Second, quit. Second, PY. PY is 12, is already 12. CY is 12, so you don't do anything. Second, quit. Okay. 400 is a PMT, negative PMT. To accumulate this 45,000 is future value. 45,000 is FV. Okay. And for how long? For 8 years. 8 years is how many months? 8 times 12, 96. Okay. So 96 is term N. Okay. So far, you entered PMT, you entered FV, you entered N, you entered 3 numbers. Remember, you need to enter 4 numbers. Okay. So 0 is PV as precaution to clear any previous entries. Now you entered 4 numbers. Last step, compute IY. So you get IY. IY represents nominal annual rate. That is 3.9%. Okay. So that is a nominal annual rate. If the question asks you, what is the periodic interest rate, you use this number, nominal annual rate, divided by 12, you get periodic rate. So read questions carefully. Okay. All right, so calculator method. Next, Excel. Okay. How do I calculate the rate? Okay. You use rate function. Okay. So equal rate. When you use rate function in Excel, the result is periodic interest rate, periodic. To find the nominal annual rate, you have to multiply 12. Okay. So now let's do periodic rate in Excel first. So the first parameter, NPER, number of payment, 96, comma, PMT, negative 400, PV is 0. FV, 45,000, type is 0. We omit gas. Okay, so this is the formula. See, this is periodic interest rate. To get nominal rate, you have to use this rate multiplied by 12. See here, periodic rate multiplied by 12, you get annual rate, nominal annual rate. Okay, 3.911%, the same as we get from calculator. Okay. All right. In summary, what I did in this lecture, I did 2 calculations. One, calculate the term N for ordinary simple annuities. 2, calculate the interest rate. That's all for today. Thank you so much. See you next time.